Although the calendar tells us spring is here, it seems that nature hasn't quite caught up yet, with snow blanketing the east of the country and significantly strong winds causing turmoil and worsening the flood situation in Shkodra. The American Chamber of Commerce in Albania has released its findings that the climate for conducting business in Albania is worsening due to legislation issues, taxes and overall bureaucracy. Following yesterday's announcement that the target of 100,000 trees being planted has been reached, today Tirana's Mayor Veliaj confirmed the initiative will be extended until April 22. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Thursday the 22nd of March 2018. Happy Nevruz Day and welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. A stormy wind and snow swept across Bulqiza today. Temperatures have decreased by a few degrees and the city has been rendered virtually paralysed. The snow reached 10 centimetres within just a few minutes, causing the police to ask drivers to show extreme caution in the streets due to the frost and strong wind. Although we are officially in the spring, bad weather with snowfall has covered the country's east. In Kukas, the snowfall returned in the morning with high intensity, while temperatures subtracted to -2 degrees. There is snow and ice present on the national road, but traffic continues to move normally. However, police warn drivers to proceed with caution. Traffic has not been disrupted even in other roads, which connect Kuksi with Hasi and Peshkopia with Puka. The Highway Patrol Police have set up roadblocks in sub-segments, while the contracting firms for the maintenance of roads have issued their vehicles in readiness. The Kolchafshlak road requires the use of chains. There have been interruptions with electricity in rural areas, but no emergencies are reported. In the county of Kukas, snow ranges from 5 centimetres in the city up to 50 centimetres in the area of Valbona. As of yesterday, the snowfall also returned in Dardar of Korcha, reaching a thickness of a few centimetres, but without causing problems in the movement of people and vehicles. Shkodra and nature can't seem to find a harmonious relationship with each other. A powerful windstorm worsened the resident situation in flooded areas, where on World Water Day, the extent of flooded lands has now reached over 5,000 hectares of land. 75 families have been forced to abandon their houses and find shelter amongst relatives or through the centres established by local government. In addition, damage to the electrical network has left some villages without electricity. Strong waves from Shkodra Lake caused consequences at homes and businesses in the area of Shiroka, where the water spilled onto the road overnight. The water withdrew during the day. Suburban neighbourhoods of Shkodra are also under the water, but the situation there is not as aggravated as in the administrative units. Flooding in the region first began around 2010-2011, and to this day, the residents are still seeking a long-term solution as well as compensation. Military and other institutional forces are distributing aid and drinking water to flooded areas, while residents continue to ask for a food base for their animals. The cocaine sequestered in Durrës has all been collected at the Ministry of Interior's Criminalistics Laboratory, where chemical drug analysis is being conducted. The narcotics captured at the port of Durrës on 28 of February of this year is already going through the stage of expert analysis by means of a gas chromatograph, a modern device that defines the complete ingredients and the percentage of concentration. According to police sources, the cocaine was over 90% pure, and it is understood that it would be processed further in a lab where it would be mixed with lidocaine, paracetamol and other elements in order to extend to 3 times the quantity. It has also been learned that a sample was taken from each individual packet in order to determine the percentage of chemical purity more accurately. On the other hand, fingerprinting procedures are also being carried out, and every piece of evidence uncovered is supposed to be passed on to the Colombian, Montenegrin and Italian investigation teams as the cocaine passed through these countries prior to arriving in Albania. Once the entire investigative phase has been concluded, the cocaine will be placed in the Department 100 in Mullet, where it will be guarded by the state police until the completion of all stages in the judicial process. Employees willingly leaving their jobs or choosing to stop conducting their activities as self-employed persons will no longer be able to benefit from unemployment payments. The government decided to make changes to the law on social security, excluding the above categories, but in turn increasing the amount of the benefit received by persons who are made to leave their employment. 50% of the minimum wage, which equates to about 12,000 lek, will be the benefit for 3 months for those persons who have paid social contributions for at least 1 year of work. As the tenure of work increases, so do the payments. 6 months of unemployment payments for persons with a contribution period of 3 years, 9 months for those who have paid contributions for 5 years, and 1 full year payment available for persons who have paid contributions for 10 years. For connoisseurs of social and economic issues, the changes made by the government have increased the amount of the payment from 6,000 lek, determined during the time of the Democrats, to now reach 12,000 lek. However, at the same time, they have reduced the period of time for which the benefit can be received. The payment has increased from 6,000 to 12,000 lek, but the benefit time has decreased, said the director for the Institute of Economic and Social Studies, Shkodra. Not everyone is informed about the existence of this benefit, even though it dates back to 1993. Many citizens have confused this form of payment with that of economic aid. The payment is a right of employees who have paid social security, said Shkodra. The Ministry of Finance has estimated there are about 5,000 beneficiaries of unemployment income payments, with a fund of 720 million lek made available for this purpose. The documentation needed to benefit from this payment includes an application request, proof of contribution, and an identity document. All these documents must be submitted to the Employment Office. The climate of doing business, according to American businesses, has worsened for 2018. The business index has marked a decrease of 1.33 points. US Ambassador to Albania Donald Lu has asked the government to take measures to improve the climate of doing business in Albania. The slight index decrease this year confirms that there is still much to be done to improve the business climate in the country. Legislation, taxes and regulatory systems should foster sustainable and fair economic development, stated Donald Lu. The president of the American Chamber of Commerce in Albania, Mark Crawford, has explained that some elements, such as taxes, competition or informality, have undergone deterioration. According to Crawford, Albania remains behind the countries of the region regarding investments and suggests the government intervene in some aspects. The problems are the tax level, the bureaucracy and the level of informality, declared Crawford. According to the Business Index, the member businesses of the American Chamber of Commerce have had no positive perceptions regarding the domestic political climate, which has fallen by 5.08 points. In regards to the security in the country, which has declined by 2.37 points. After fulfilling the promise to add 100,000 new trees to the capital, the municipality of Tirana has extended the initiative for planting of trees until Earth Day on April 22nd. Present for the planting of new trees in Farka Lake, Mayor Veliaj stated that due to high interest and the number of citizens and companies that are registered on the waiting list to donate a tree, the planting action will continue for another month. I was informed today that we have 145 subjects that have not yet made their donation. Seeing the weather and the fact that there is still rain, we will postpone the conclusion of our planting campaign until April 22nd. This will give everyone the opportunity to plant their trees. For all those who complain they are bored seeing people plant trees, well, I simply advise them to change the TV channel because we will continue to plant trees, said Veliaj. He thanked all those individuals, organisations, state institutions and foreign representations that became part of this project, not only giving the city more greenery, but also contributing to a better life for future generations. The mayor also gave good news to Farka residents, stating that this area, which just 2 years ago was covered in garbage, will be another green space of the capital as the great artificial lake park is now. This place was a large landfill 2.5 years ago. Today, this area has a promenade and thousands of trees are planted. I am convinced that the generation of the kids who are present here, when they reach our age, will have a new park that will resemble the Tirana Park of today, said Veliaj. Just today, 6,886 new trees were planted in Tirana, bringing the total number to 108,328. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.